I'm the mum of an absolutely exquisite boy. He is also very severely disabled. He's quadriplegic and non-verbal, which means he doesn't have control over his arms, his legs. He's not able currently to sit unassisted, he can't feed himself, and he's not able to make, as yet, any recognisable sounds. But he's absolutely beautiful. I'm a working mum, but I am also clairaudient. And that means I can hear angels, I can hear the divine as clearly as a friend sitting beside me. I've written the spiritual side of disability because even though I've had the experience, and I'm going to be very honest, it's been absolutely traumatic at times, as Safi has been in hospital nearly dying, sometimes several times in a year. It's also been very difficult and painful to see him experience pain. It can be frustrating for both of us when I don't understand immediately what he's trying to communicate to me. It's been a difficult journey, but it's a journey that I feel I've thrived in. I've actually found it empowering, and I do see it as a gift that I have been given from God or the divine, for me to learn lessons, perhaps hard lessons in this planet. But also what my guidance has told me is that this is a soul contract. This is a contract at a soul level that my son and I made before he was born. He also has soul contracts with the other close people around him, like his father and his brother, who love him dearly. And what I do in this book, The Spiritual Side of Disability, is I tell you about my story, my journey, in a very honest way. I tell you about the trauma and about the emotions like guilt that I felt, the desire to blame, emotions like anger and grief. But I also provide in this book meditations and exercises for you to overcome those emotions, because I'm sure some of you listening to this may have felt some of those emotions as well. I also give you some of my guidance as wisdom about why these children are with us. And of course I talk about children as though they're small, but many of our disabled or special needs children are with us for the whole of our lifetimes. Often we have to care for them for the whole of our lives, and we have to consider how we can provide for them when we're gone, because they may not be able to live independently. So I give lessons, I give soul explanations about why those children are with us, and the lessons that we can learn from having these very special souls. And what I've been told is they're often very evolved souls. They're souls that have chosen at a soul level a path that, let's face it, is usually not easy and sometimes incredibly difficult. In the book, I also focus very much on you as a parent. And I provide exercises for you to start looking at the different parts of your life. So your health, your finances, your spiritual life, your relationships, and your work or your career. And I give you a framework for setting actions in each of those areas, because we need to flourish in each of these areas to be able to flourish in ourselves. And we have to flourish in ourselves if our children are to flourish. It's very important that we put ourselves first. And yet as parents of special needs children, we often put ourselves bottom, especially as mothers. We blame ourselves, sometimes we punish ourselves, but often we do not put ourselves first. And what I communicate in this book is that to look after our children and to help our children flourish, we absolutely need to look after ourselves. And so I even include a fun little exercise where you can see whether you're doing okay or whether you're heading for a crash. but it has a really important message there. You've got to look after yourself. And this book gives you the permission to look after yourself and to love life and live life. The whole book is about how you can thrive as the parent of a special needs child. That's what I've been able to do. My children are the happiest I can imagine. I've used it as an opportunity to find a better path for myself in the world. And in fact, I've also gone through a very traumatic marriage and divorce. But having my disabled child has enabled me to see some of the very important decisions that I've had to make in terms of my relationships to ensure that my children are going to thrive and that I'm also going to thrive. I'm a working mum, you can hear, I don't know whether you can hear these dogs in the background. Life is Real. It's a spiritual book. It gives you a perspective from perhaps a fresh point of view that you may not have considered before in terms of why you have a special needs child. It also gives from a very spiritual perspective these amazing meditations that are so empowering and will help you access your guardian angel and your other guides, will help you talk to your child's guardian angel. But it's also an incredibly practical book because we're here living on the physical plane. We're living in the world where we are. And it is practical. Having a special needs child is so much about living in the now, but it's also about planning for the future and often long term, as we have to look after them often for the whole of their lives. I'm giving you this book as a gift. I haven't seen anything like it on the market, and I hope that it will enrich your life in some way. So if you are the parent of a disabled child, if you know a parent of a disabled child and you think that they may need a little bit of extra assistance in thriving in their life, I encourage you to buy the book and share the book and undertake those exercises in there and the meditations. I would love to hear from you. We are all on this journey together. I know how difficult it can be. I've been there, I am there, but I can also see and I've experienced how we can thrive, how it can empower our lives, how it can become what I call a platinum lining. That's even beyond gold. Platinum, my grandma always said, is even more precious than gold. So let's find that platinum lining in the clouds. I hope you enjoy this book. I look forward to hearing you. Sending you a lot of love. Wishing you a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and a wonderful life.